Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So today we have Erica with us. Hi, Erica.
Hi, Amanda.
So Erica is a coach here at Create Your Future, and today we've got some tips on how to ignore your current reality. So ignoring our current reality is so incredibly important when we create, because when we react to things that show up in our reality, we're just recreating them. And really what happens is we have to stay focused on what we want for an extended period of time. And guess what? Your old thoughts are going to come up, and they're going to come up, and we can't react to them. We have to stay focused. And it's almost like a test. But, if we can stay focused on our current reality, those old thoughts will sort of, manifest and be gone, and then our new reality will show up. So to really be successful, I know, for instance, I'll share my story. When I wanted Andrew to move in with me, he told me for 5 days straight how it was never going to happen. And every single day I had to avoid reacting and just say, that's okay. Don't worry about it. That's okay. Don't worry about it. I get it. Don't worry about it. And it was day 6 where he was like, well, I realized maybe I do want to live with you. I'm like, of course you do. Right. So, but for those 5 days, I ignored what he said, and I kept on my intention. So, when we're creating something with resistance, this is so incredibly important, right?
Yes. So don't react to your current reality. I believe that your current reality, the circumstances that you're seeing that you don't like, it's just a reflection of how you used to think and feel in the past. So just look at the situation as something is not important because it's old news. It's in the past, right? You need to focus on how you're thinking and feeling right now, because that's creating your tomorrow. So don't worry about it. Don't react to it, because if you react to it, you're going to create more of the same thing. So just look at the situation for what it is. It's not important. It's in the past. I created it with my past feelings and thoughts and assumptions. It's not important, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And I would say you're right. You're totally right. Reminding yourself that you created it is so powerful. It's like, okay, I created this. This isn't something that's blindsiding me. This is not something that's coming out of the blue. This isn't something that's out of my control. I created it. So if I created it, I can change it, right?
Exactly. And also, like, to know that if we created a certain situation or someone to treat us a way that we didn't like, you need to forgive that person. So forgiveness is also very important, right? And you forgive the person because you know that you're the one that created them to be that way towards you. So of course, like, if you forgive the person, right? But you also need to forgive yourself because you're the one that created that. So be loving to yourself, forgive yourself, and forgive the people that, have hurt you in the past, right?
You're right, because that's living from the end. So if you're living from the end of getting back together with somebody, when you're back together, you've completely forgiven and forgotten about the past, right? And, if we're constantly holding on to the hurt and the pain in the past, all we're doing is recreating it, right? Because our thoughts create our emotions. And if we have thoughts that are creating rejection, hurt, and pain, then guess what? We're manifesting more hurt, rejection, and pain. These people, you got to forgive them. They know not what they do. They are totally acting on what our assumptions, our feelings, our thoughts are,
And I really believe that forgiving others, it's actually an act of self-love, because you're the one that's holding a grudge and, carrying all this like feelings, and maybe this other person is happy out there, like not even thinking about you, right? So forgiving is an act of self-love, I believe.
Oh, it totally is.
And I also believe that it's super important to start with a clean slate. So forgiveness, right? You start with a clean slate. You're not reacting to circumstances, and you're forgiving, whoever did you wrong, right? So start with a clean slate. Forget about the past. Don't hold grudges, because you somehow created that situation, right?
Well, exactly, and you're totally right. I remember there's been a few people in my life that I've completely recreated, and it all started with me saying, okay, look, I've had it. I'm done with being mad about the past. Like, I'm just done with it. I'm going to give it up right now, and that's it. This is what I want from this relationship, pardon me, right now. And just making that resolve, just getting tired of holding that anger and hurt and everything, and because you're right, you're only hurting yourself. It's not hurting anybody else for you to be angry, except for you, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
also assuming the best of people. That's another good one, right? Always assume that people are going to treat you the way that you deserve to be treated, right?
Oh my goodness, totally, right? Like if you don't want someone to reject you, never accuse them of rejecting you. If you don't want someone to hurt you, never accuse their behavior as being malicious towards you to hurt you. You know, if you don't want anyone to reject you for who you are, then never make any of their behavior mean that, you know. I mean, that's, you know, it's every, you know, you've got to look at things that, you know, from the loving perspective, and you know, you never know what someone else is going through, you know, and the worst thing that we can do is make it about ourselves and think now that we're not good enough and they're going through, and it's like, what a big mess.
Exactly. And if everyone is you pushed out, if you assume that they're gonna, you know, be loving and faithful and loyal, what do you think is gonna show up? Because that person is you pushed out, and because you also are projecting that, because you're having those beliefs that I deserve to have someone loving and loyal, and so your beliefs, it's all a reflection, right? What do you assume of people, but also what do you know that you deserve to have?
That's right. And you know, you've got it. You bring up a good point, and you have to see it possible for the person to change, especially there's been a lot of past history. At some point, you got to say, okay, look, I believe this person can change. I believe things are going to change around. And, you know, because it's not them we're changing, it's our opinion of them that we're changing. And that's truly how we recreate someone. So if someone's treated you so badly in the past and you just can't see them possibly changing and turning over a new leaf, then unfortunately, nothing's going to work.
Creating more of the same things that you don't like, right?
Exactly. You know, so whatever you need to manifest to show that happening is, you know, with people, I always start, you know, a little bit at a time. I get them to start saying things, doing things, and intending these little things so I can start to really see my intentions working on them and sinking in. Like, this is how I first started. And then, you know, after a while, you're like, okay, like, they don't stand a chance. Like every once in a while, you know, I'll get Andrew to call me like a pet name that's like completely out of this world. That's so silly, right? And he wouldn't even think it up, but I intended it. Then I'm like, oh yeah, this guy doesn't stand a chance, right? So, you know, you want to do things like that out in your world to keep constantly showing yourself that everyone is you pushed out and keeping you in that mindset, right?
Exactly. Yeah, super important.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, guys, those are some tips on how to ignore your current reality. Case in point, you created it. Ignore it. It'll go away.
Exactly. It will go away if you choose to believe that it will go away, because you're the creator of your own reality, right?
Exactly. And yeah, and it's only feedback. So awesome. Well, thanks so much, Erica, for coming on. Guys, if you would like some coaching to help you ignore your current reality, definitely check out in the description below. Erica is available for coaching. Thank you so much for being here today, Erica.
Thanks, Amanda.
You're welcome. And guys, thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. You guys are all amazing. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye.